and I feel like cash. Wake up and I feel like M's. My foot stays pressed on the gas. I'm glad I don't feel like them. They might just get flexed on. Got that spice like Szechuan. Can't be touched, I'm Teflon. Once I met Zac Efron. Go hard for the bros and the bros hot mine. Don't think for a sec that I won't drop on. Wanna stay for the show? Just log on to RoneDotCom. Get knocked off and we still rock on. Come to the pound, see a real top dog. Wanna stay for the show? Then just log on to RoneDotCom.
RoneDotCom is back outside. Please tell a fucking friend. Please tell somebody to tell somebody. Back up. We're back in the damn United States. Not that we ever left the United States, but oh my God, is it good to be back. Shout out to everybody in the freaking chats, dude. Got the 3-year-old, bro. Shout out to Parker. Parker's got his 3-year-old here. We're looking for a banger, and of course we have a banger, because this is for quite some time. What I have been doing and working on has been shrouded in secrecy because I didn't know if it was going to happen, but it did happen, and I'm so happy to talk about it. Going on the Kai Cenat stream this past week, probably the biggest streaming thing that you could do, and I was so happy and thankful to be included in it. So we're definitely going to get into that. Going to get into like just a lot of like talk about like streaming and like the future of content. Basically, we're going to fucking fast forward into the future. We're going to take a rocket ship into a different dimension. It's going to be like that movie Arrival where like you don't know what's the present, what's the past, and what's the future. It's going to be like that looped up way, you know what I mean? So shout out to you guys all going tip to tip with us. And I don't mean the top to bottom of Manhattan, if you know what I mean. I mean penis tip to penis tip. And I'm sorry for anybody's kids that are watching. But they had to learn somehow. How old were you guys when your parents gave you the birds and the bees? Because I think I was 7. Like, that's early. But our teachers like told us to go ask our parents, like, what happens? I guess it was a Catholic school, so I cannot be surprised at the perversion. How old were you guys when you had that birds and the bees chat? Because I feel like some people are like 5th grade, 23. Yeah, like 7 feels early now looking back. And it's like, I don't know if... Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I should... I don't think I'm going to tell my kids about it. I think that's one of those things you find out on your own. You know what I mean? I'm not going to be meant to feel awkward for a couple seconds so they can have a better life down the road. So much to get into, such a fun way. But shout out to everybody that's in the chat. Big Al asked, will there be a Philly stream in New York or Chicago? I don't know. I do not know. I am not abreast of that information. I did. My goodness, this Phoenix Energy tastes so damn good. I would love it. I mean, long shot, but I'd love if Smitty was a participant in it. I think, did I say last week that Smitty donated to the Ebony Fund? Did I say that on here? I didn't. So yeah, Smitty last week donated to. A couple weeks ago, we were doing a fund for Ebony. Smitty donated, so it's like that was a sign of communication from Smitty, and I hope that. I mean, if he's watching, that's so sick. Miss him like a absolute brother, but getting Smitty back in here, if Smitty could kick down the fucking door of a playoff stream, it would change everything. Now, if it were against the Mets, that would be better, but the Mets have failed. They failed the city of New York, which is sad to say. Yeah, I did say it. True. Yeah, get Smitty on the stream. I'd love to. Barstool is a gaming/streaming org that doesn't know it yet. That's kind of the sense that I get, you know? I am not in charge. Let's get that out there right away. I am not in charge. But I do have lots of content meetings with people almost every week. Sparky, you son of a bitch. You think I don't know what you're doing, Sparky? You think I don't know what you're doing, Sparky? He's walking in figure eights, dude. Get your ass in here, Spark. Come on, bro. You think I don't know what you're doing, dude? You think that you're not slick, but get in here. You thought that you were being sneaky and coy, bro? Right at 9 o'clock. Hey, what's up, bro? How are you? Wait, you're giving me a different type of handshake ever since you heard I rap. Oh yeah, talking to the mic. Grab a seat for a second before you give us the new fire. They say you don't look a day over 30.
Man, I'm 67. I'm barely walking, baby. You know
6'7".
Yeah, you know what I do.
Don't say you're barely walking. That's not
barely
true.
Working, man. I play the God that keep me strong in my life. Understand the truth and light. I love your style. You're a part of my life. Come on.
I can't tell if that's the song or if that's like just the truth spilling out of you.
The truth.
But you told me yesterday, you came up to me, you're like, hey, I didn't even know you spit like that.
Yeah, man, unbelievable. Oh my God, up in here.
Hey.
You know what I do?
So you were just giving me that respect earlier on, just man to man, brother to brother. That wasn't based off of my acumen as a rapper.
I didn't know you spit like that.
Yeah, how did you find out? Danny?
Danny, yeah.
What did he say?
He showed me you flipping it.
Yeah.
It.
And I was ripping it, or was I gripping it?
You're killing it. Could I get it? Because they're going to call me now.
Hey, bro, you can get it whenever you want, bro. The mic's yours, time's yours. You know what I mean? And if you need to, push back the chair and stay, I feel like you do better standing up.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Nah, but I stay.
No, you can stand up and just stand over the mic. So just slide that, and as long as the mic's pointed at your mouth, it'll pick it up. You stand it up. I'll fix the mic for you.
I'm good. I'm gonna show y'all something fire today.
Yeah.
I put it to levels to life. Check it out. Knowledge in life, part of my life. Knowledge in life, part of my life. Understanding life, things in life. People just ain't right. Haters in life. I said God is right. God is right. Part of my life, things in life. Oh my God, God in life. Changed my life. Part of my life. I said knowledge in life, wisdom in life, wisdom in life.
Wisdom in life.
Ooh.
Oh! Hey, bro, no one's been harder on you than me because I'm always saying, hey, can we get a new flow? Where's the new flow? What can we get a new flow one time? Then you come in with a whole new flow, bro.
This is what I do every day when I think about you when I'm home playing my music.
You said think about you when I'm home and you went like this. I didn't know what you were saying, bro. Come on.
I messed with that music.
The mic, okay.
The mic, baby.
Part of my life. Part of my life, part of my life, part of my life, went hard in his life.
I said knowledge in life, part of my life, understanding life, part of my life. I know them haters in life, made me wrong and right, but made me strong in my life. Oh, in my life. I love that man, part of life, part of my life. Part of my life, my life.
Oh, he's coming different today. Sparky's coming different today. Wait a fucking second, bro. That was amazing. No, you're my man, bro. Thank you for blessing us every single time, bro.
Love you, man.
What channel you got that walkie-talkie on? Okay, anybody who wants to hack into his walkie-talkie, it's on channel 1. It's on channel 1. It's part of his life, part of his life. My favorite part is the whoa.
I understand things in life, part of my life, knowledge in my life, in my heart, holy right, all them haters in life, in my life, haters in life, but I'm strong in life,
Very strong in life. Oh my God. So fucking... He's hitting like a James Brown. Part of my take. No, bro, part of my life. Holy shit, that's soul. Oh my God. Hey, bro, the streets were saying that Sparky only had one speed. The streets were saying that Sparky only had one speed. That's his summertime speed. You know what I mean? It's October now. He shifted into that fall vibe, that fall bag. Oh my God, with the walk-off. He came back in and gave me a part of my life. Oh shit, bro. I'll tell you what. We need to the fact that we can unlock Sparky like that is different. October's very own, bro. I drove past the OVO store today. I saw them crafting a sculpture out front. I didn't know it was fucking Sparky. I didn't know that they were going into Sparky. Sparky gave me the spark that I need. God damn, that man has the fucking juice. King of the juice. Unbelievable stuff right there from Sparky. Cannot get enough of him. That was the energy that I needed. I think that was the energy that all of us needed. He wasn't here last week, and I was like, Sparky, are you fucking ducking smoke, bro? Just because I said you only had one thing, because I said you only had one flow, and then he gets back in the lab and comes with something different, bro. He's moving different. His voice sounded like Riggs in the Adidas collab. You know what I mean? That's how he was coming different. You know what I mean? His voice was like Riggs with the vest and the flat brim. That's kind of what I saw. Don't say that, Benjamin Burke. They say Rone greater than White Sox, Dave and Wonton. First off, that is not true. But actually, I wonder if they'll fucking call in. Can they call in? So, Donnie. Let me text Donnie. Can you call in RoneDotCom? Fucking autocorrect tone for what, bro? RoneDotCom. I was a little bit late this morning because my fucking city bike just like fucking turned into a country bike. My city bike, I was going up a hill and my city bike weighed a fucking 1,000 pounds out of absolutely nowhere. And so I had to find a new city bike, but you know what I mean, say la vie. That's on me. I'm going to give him the link right now. Part of my life, part of my life, part of my life. If Sparky ever comes out with the album, it's got to be called Life. Because he's always talking about in my life, this, that, life. You know what I mean? It's just like his offering is life. But I also like, a lot of times I can visualize what the music behind it is, and I can't exactly visualize what the Sparky music is. Like, what is the music? What kind of, like, is it like a piano? Is it like a rusty old like piano, like a clangy piano? Or is it like, I don't know. You know what? You know who should have got Sparky? He should have been on the soundtrack of Sinners. You know, that's kind of the vibe of him. Like, he would have, if he was at that house party in Sinners, he would have been going fucking crazy. Did we talk about Mafiathon yet? We did not. NC Masterclass on After Dark last night. I 100% believe it. I did not get to watch, but that does not make me think that it is not true. Gospel grunge. Yeah, that's what it is. Ooh, that's kind of like, is that a genre or is that the title? You know what I mean? Which one is it? I also just saw Austin walking by. Okay, Donnie said that they can call in. I just sent him the link. I do not have White Boy Rick's number to send him this link. I also would love it if Austin popped in at some point. We're making it happen. So we did not talk about Mafiathon yet. I want to see more Rone walking from point A to point B. Yeah, it's like, I sound like a bitch if I keep on complaining about this backpack. But as soon as we get the backpack, I'll walk every I'll walk all of Flatbush Ave. You know, I'll walk Coney Island to New York. I mean, the idea is to go neighborhood to neighborhood, put every neighborhood on a wheel, spin it, wind up in a random neighborhood every Wednesday. But I cannot drag the, you know what I mean? I cannot drag everybody across the finish line. And I feel like I'm like begging at this point where it is what it is. Rone, have you considered buying your own bicycle or not your vibe? Bicycles in New York are fucked because you have to put them somewhere inside. If you just leave them locked outside, you'll come out in the morning and it will be the frame of a bicycle. And that's not worth it. Plus, with the e-bike, you have to be like charging it every day. The city bike is a good public offering that maybe my tax dollars pay for a little bit. Austin said, for what? I mean, just let's chop it up, Austin. Jesus Christ. To chop the fable. To chop it up. Kai is a reptile. I don't know what that means. Barstool could outdo these streamers any day. It would just require a person who's actually committed and won't quit to go back to their family. Can't be a family man and a streamer. I disagree with that. You can be a family man and a streamer, but like having to do 30 days straight, that is a tall task. How long does it usually take you to write battle raps like the one you did on the stream with Kai?
Yeah.
Hello.
Hey, how are you?
Donnie.
What's up, bud?
Oh, Dave. Dave, you look great, bro. That beard is fucking shining. God
Thank
damn,
you.
my boy. Where are you guys?
We are in front of Kanye West's childhood home.
No, you're not.
Yes, we are.
Are you
Donda's
serious?
house.
That's
Yep.
Donda's? What? That's
You
sick.
You called it a good time.
Yeah, that's incredible. Wait, so you're in this on the south side?
Yes, we are deep in the South Side.
Oh, so what's his name? Can we get like a 360 pan of what his neighborhood looked like just to kind of see what he's? Oh, Rick, what's up, handsome?
What's up, Ron?
Finger. Oh, beautiful. So he was okay. So this is the nicest house in the neighborhood.
Yeah,
It's not. I think you could get a side view, no?
it's not a
Can we
bad
walk back
neighborhood.
there?
Kind of one of the. Oh yeah. We're gonna go into his backyard. Apparently, Kanye bought this place in 2016, and they were gonna turn it into a foundation called Donda's House, and like that would be a community arts center, maybe a museum. But I don't think they've started working on that yet.
Are there? Is it residential? It looks like someone might live there.
It does seem like someone might currently live there. That is very true.
I mean, you weren't afraid to knock up on Epstein's old place. This would be significantly less problematic a doorbell to ring.
Well, the thing is that Jeffrey Epstein's dead. Oh well,
So is Donda.
yeah, true. Shit.
R.I.P.
It's from like a nose job surgery or something.
Yeah.
Plastic surgery.
I feel like the thing is like when I knocked on Jeffrey Epstein's mansion, at the very worst, you're just bothering some rich dick. Now I feel like I might be bothering some like innocent family.
Yeah, I feel that, and it's like you don't want to disrespect Kanye's memory, or like who cares if you disrespect Jeffrey Epstein's memory?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I do think Kanye West has earned himself some disrespect the way he's been acting the last year.
Yeah, and he's trying to blame it all on bipolar. Dude, I know other bipolar people who do not act like that.
Has he now like fully just admitted to like, yes, I'm bipolar? Because for a while he's like, no, I'm fine. And it's like, dude, you are clearly not fine.
I think, wasn't that one of his album covers? Like something about like I'm bipolar and it sucks.
Oh,
or
yeah.
I hate being bipolar. It's awesome.
Yes.
Was on the cover of his album.
Okay.
Exactly. Good call. Yo, so what's the vibes on the walk? Like, how does it look? Like, it looks like a beautiful day out there.
It is.
Weather is great. It's going to be a little bit tougher than the walk I did with you because, like, I think that was 13 miles and it took us 10 hours. This is going to be 20 to 24 miles.
What?
Yeah.
You're walking 24 miles?
Yes. And I planned this stream because I thought we could end it at a Cubs night game. The Cubs game starts at 2 p.m.
Oh, fuck.
We'll be lucky to make it there before the last pitch, but I have hope. I think we just need to walk and talk now.
What are some of the like highlights that you're looking to hit? Like, you guys have landmarks and shit like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna stop at the Bean, and Hannah's gonna give us a little bean talk.
What like the history of the bean, or just like legumes?
Yes, because I think Hannah was an art history major in college, so she knows a lot about landmarks like that. So she's gonna tell us all about the Bean.
That's cool. How far is that? That's got to be pretty far, no?
Yeah, that's probably
That's
not
like the halfway point from here to Wrigley.
No, that's closer than halfway.
Is it closer?
Yeah.
What town did you start at in Indiana? Was that Gary or is it like closer to the?
I think it would technically be Gary, but we were like legit right over the border. So I don't even know. Gary's like further inland.
Yes.
And is that where Michael Jackson's from? Michael Jackson's from
Yes.
Gary?
Michael Jackson's from Gary, Indiana.
So
John Mayer's like sessions guitarist is from Gary, who lives there now. I'm blanking on his name.
it's not Steve Ferrone, is it?
Yeah, actually it is.
Whoa, what the fuck?
Well, there is a guy. He has a guy in one of it, or is it Pino Palladino? Maybe.
Hold on.
Maybe.
I
He's
don't.
gonna look it up.
It's
Rone, something that Dave was telling me. He thinks that you might be the coworker that he knows the least about, has spent the least amount of time with. He's like, I've probably said 6 words to Rone in my life.
It's more than 6, but I haven't spent a ton of time with Dave, and because of that, I feel like our relationship is it's not as like watered as it should be. Like the plant should be growing. I don't want to call it a frosty relationship, but I think it's just an underwatered plant. Would you agree with that, Dave?
it needs to blossom and bloom and all that stuff. I did not know this, but Gary Clark Jr. is also from Gary. That's not even who I was talking about.
Oh, 6.
Freddie Gibbs as well. A lot of stars from Gary. There's a story on Freddie Gibbs told a story about Michael Jackson driving a limo to Gary, Indiana when he was when Freddie Gibbs was a kid, and he drove up in a limo to like a baseball field where they were having a practice, and he had buckets of fried chicken, and he threw the
Oh, yo, what's good?
Whoa, yo, what's good?
Our first stream snipe of the day.
Is it Kanye West?
How you doing, man?
Big fan.
Love it. So you're now on RoneDotCom and the Wonton Don.
Let's go, multi-stream.
It's like stream inception, right?
Yeah, this is wild.
I'm going to work right now. So.
All right, cool, man.
Nice to meet you guys.
Enjoy work.
What's up, man?
What a legend.
Dude, this guy's a big fan. He even knew Sam Goldfinger. He was like, oh shit, it's Goldfinger.
He's plugged in. Jesus Christ.
That was pretty
That
sick.
guy, that's a stoolie right there.
That made
Yeah.
my day.
There's
That was awesome.
stoolies and there's stoolies. That guy's a stoolie.
Yep.
He's a real life stoolie. So
Real life stoolie.
what are you guys going to hit before the bean? There has to be some landmarks on the south
Jackson
side.
Park.
Jackson Park, where Chicago held the 1895 bicentennial, something like that.
World
it was
Fair?
like it was the World's Fair.
Right, yeah.
Read the book Devil in the White City. There was like a serial killer there that would murder random chicks in his basement right next to the fair.
Must have been so easy to be a serial killer back then.
I always wonder about
I read
that.
the book. It seemed like absurdly easy because a girl would be like, hey, I want to, leave my like hometown and go visit the World's Fair. There was no way to like keep in contact with her family or anything like that. So when she goes missing, they're like, all right, she's gone. Like she didn't have a phone. There's no way to track her.
Yeah, no disrespect to the lady that died, but I think the statute of limitations where we could kind of, make light of it has passed 2 centuries ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so you're going to hit that park. What about food for the day, like food and hydration and stuff like that?
We're not going to have any food until we get to Chinatown. I got this dude, Henry, who runs a Chinese place in Chicago. He's going to meet us there. We won't be able to sit down for lunch because we don't have enough time, but we'll probably just grab some grub, might check out like a famous Chinese bakery, and then keep walking.
Is White Boy Rick still sober? Like, what's the beer situation?
Oh,
Rone, I just did sober September.
No, you didn't. You had
I
beer
did drink
last
at the
night.
Cubs game yesterday, but like almost, like 30 days.
Yeah, that's pretty good. When we were in Indiana, you weren't drinking, and you were steadfast even at home at a Hoosiers game. So does that mean that you guys can at what point are you guys going to start cracking beers, or that's not the vibe?
Chinatown.
that is 100% the vibe. I think, yes, when we arrive in Chinatown, I'm going to buy a bottle of Baijiu, which is Chinese liquor. And then when the Cubs game starts, every time a Cub strikes out a Padre, Dave has to drink. And every time a Padre strikes out a Cub, I got to take a swig of the Baijiu.
Are you guys going to listen on the radio, or how are you going to keep track of this?
Yeah, just
I have this streamed on my phone.
That's sick. Are you a Cubs fan, Rick?
Yeah, I'm not a huge baseball guy, but
Yeah.
if you ask me who my team was, I'd say Cubs.
Now, are you walking through any dangerous neighborhoods? Like, do you guys have it on you, or is there like security with you or anything?
Nope.
I just got my
Dave
fifth.
promised he was bringing the strap, and he is not up in the pool today, Ron.
I am very happy we are not strapped because that would only make a situation
I
worse.
feel like Dave would escalate it.
If someone,
That was my biggest
Yeah.
concern. It wasn't getting robbed. It was Dave escalating getting robbed.
I know, I don't.
It's right there.
I don't want to end up in like a Mexican standoff where Dave and another guy are just pointing guns at each
does
other.
it.
But yeah, so if someone comes up and mugs us, our game plan is just to give them everything they want.
As long as they keep the stream going, like just tell them not to turn off the camera. And,
Yeah,
like,
that's what we would do.
Yes. I do feel like us getting mugged on a live stream would make up for losing the live streaming backpack.
Also, you guys are not intimidating. You know what I mean? You have some size, you have good facial hair, you have foot speed, it looks like. Goldfinger, it looks
What's up, bro?
You look a little bit muggable, sad to say.
Yeah, that.
What you got
Goldfinger is extremely muggable.
Oh, that.
you just it's a lot of smiling. You know what I mean? I can see your molars when you smile. And it's just some neighborhoods I think you have to turn the smile down to like a 5 or something like that. But I don't want you to dim your light. I just want you to not get mugged.
Thank you, Ron. I appreciate you looking out for us.
Love.
That's far east of Damon Leon.
Okay.
Hey, I want you guys to have fun. I want you to be safe. I know that this is going to be an awesome day, and I encourage everybody who's rocking over here on RoneDotCom to watch you guys as well, because it's going to be a fantastic day of content and streaming. You boys are built for this.
Thank you, Rone. And brainstorm some other long walks that we could do in the future.
Yeah, we should do one at like the Super Bowl or something like that, like Oakland to San Francisco or something.
I was thinking about that for sure. You might have to hop on a ferry at some point because, like, I don't think they allow you to walk over one of the bridges, but I'm sure we could find a way.
We love always finds a way. Hey, boys, be great, be safe, stay hydrated, and stay stretched out.
Peace out.
Adios.
Ron.
Hell yes, dude.
Shout out Ian Becker as well if he's there.
All right. Shout out Ian. Hell yes to those brothers. God damn, what a nice fucking what a nice saunter these boys are taking. They said ideas for walking. Yeah, Goldfinger's a frequent flyer of the O Block. Shout out to those bros in there, man. That's just yeah, White Boy Rick is fucking a monster. They're saying they're gonna be fine. Yeah, he's literally 6'12". Providence to Boston, San Diego to Tijuana would be cool. I don't know. Can you cross border with? I guess you can. Why wouldn't you be able to? If you could just cross the border drunk. I mean, people bring cocaine in. I can't bring a goddamn streaming backpack across the border. Fee-fi-fo foam head ass. True. Nashville walk. How would that work? I mean, I know there's like two sides of Nashville, but like, what would you end it at? And also, that's like Warriors, where you're like kind of stepping into busting with the boys territory. White Boy Rick is King Vaughn reincarnated. I'm pretty sure that they had some overlap in life. I wonder if King Vaughn and White Boy Rick were ever in the same room. White Boy Rick, White Sox Dave, White Donnie, White Goldfinger. You know, a lot of white going on there. But, I mean, if today's show is about streaming, what better example of some guys who are just absolutely crushing the streaming game? And I want more streaming for Barstool. What I said before, you know, to pick up the sentence that I was saying 24 minutes ago, I'm not in charge at Barstool. I'm not in charge at Barstool at all, by any means, at any level. I'm not even in charge of, like, you know, the things that I do. But I do have frequent meetings with people where we try to brainstorm content that they could do. Lots of meetings with people within Barstool. They're like, hey, can I bend your ear about this? Can we like talk about this? Can we throw some ideas together? I have ideas to pitch you. Can you pitch me ideas? I'm frequently in those conversations, almost just like friend to friend. And a lot of the stuff that I have been suggesting to people recently is do something live, you know, do a live stream. I think that in some ways the podcast space is so busy and saturated. Not saturated to the point where like new podcasts can't exist. What's up, Big Mac, Cheapy Mac? But I think that there are a lot of podcasts, and I even look at this in like the NBA space, and I'm glad that we started this stuff with Pat Bev when we did, because since then a lot of other players have gotten podcasts, and like a lot of people at different levels are just like, you know, it's almost a trope that podcasting equipment is too cheap or whatever, because if someone says a bad opinion one time, that'll be the top comment. Commenting equipment is too cheap because of that repetitive ass comment that people make. But that being said, I think that the future, especially as a content company, should be live stuff. Like, should be live content the way that the Yak is live. I think Fishbowl is live. I think that Pick Central is live. I think that kind of stuff is good. And then, of course, Rudy doing the Office Gamer and Mook, who will be on later. They have like, those guys are modern content creators in that they are gung-ho on making live stuff. And I think that Donnie, what he's doing is as modern as it gets, like moving around, using the blessings of technology that we have and pushing live. I was in a content meeting. I was in like a damn Zoom meeting with Jason Williams in a conference room in Chicago, and the first thing that I pitched to him, I had a list of a bunch of ideas, but I was like, before I even get into this list of like different types of content ideas that you could do, different ways that you could make content ideas, my first thing that I will pitch to you is doing something live. I think that is the best way that you can reach out to the people, and I think that that's something that you could be early on or get ahead of. Who is this lovely gentleman? It's like the damn police commissioner. Oh, but he's got he's a workman. I know that kind of backpack when I see it. I think Barstool should put up a stand-up comedy tour type of event. Yeah, see, that was if that idea was pitched 2 years ago, I think that would be futuristic. Mook reporting live from the Riyadh Comedy Festival. Yes, that would be funny. Dante should stream. Yes, I agree with that. I think that live is the future. I think that finding ways to go live streaming is crazy saturated too, maybe, but like in a different way than podcasting is. And especially like Barstool has built-in audiences, and I wonder how much of the Barstool audience is consuming media traditionally. Well, I guess, traditionally has even changed. Like, traditionally would be, like, TV and radio. And now, traditionally, I believe, is, like, YouTube and, like, podcast streaming. And then I'd say, like, modern is, like, consuming stuff live. So, you know, Jay Will goes live and plays on the blacktop. Yeah, that type of stuff. Where I was just like, bro, like, over to, what do you like, bowling? You know? Not saturated for the Barstool audience. That's what I think. I really think it's not saturated for the Barstool audience. And I guess I should take credit too. Barstool After Dark is like live, and that's an interesting usage of that. And I think that they do a great job over there of incorporating lots of people around the office, and that's also something that I want to be doing. The tough part is being able to watch it live as opposed to watching it back like a normal podcast. I agree with that, but there's been stuff that's like live that I'll go and watch back. Fred again goes on Black Boy Max. You see that a million times, clipped a million places, and then you go watch the whole fucking thing live on Twitch if you missed it. It's like you don't have to see it live to experience it, but the live audience is something that's futuristic. Would Tylil and Francis get along? I think that Tylil and Francis can both do like an in-air split. Did you guys see the clip? Wait, is that Stephen Che? That can't be the real Stephen Che. The real Stephen Che will not know who Tylil is for the next 8 years. Then he'll be like, have you guys heard about this Tylil? Did you see Tylil doing the split staring into LeBron's eyes? I know I can't do a fucking air split, but I feel like that's half the vibe of live streaming is being able to do being able to jump high. I don't even know how I'm going to be able to hit this. Screenshot that. That was basically an in-air split. You give me a couple more chances, I'm hitting the Tylil, bro. I'm basically Tylil looking in the eyes of Bron. And that's what I need. What I need to learn how to do is a fucking backflip. Do you know how fucking much money I'll make so fast if I can fucking backflip? Do you know what I'm saying? Do you know how fucking... That is the image of our time. Like, you know how like Time and Life magazine used to put out like clips of of like the 100 images that shaped the 20th century. Like, this is one of the images that will have shaped our time. Look at the comment on the right. Jit of fruit. Yeah, everybody's just shocked. His head's popping off. It's so fucking funny. We need a backflipper in here. Dave, I understand that hiring fat guys has been the wave for the last 25 years. We need a fat bro that can do a backflip, or we just need a regular flipper. You know, we need a flipper. Lazy town type splits. Yeah, bro, like that level of hip flexibility, you just kind of wake up being able to do that. Chef Donnie cooking live streams have been entertaining too. True. Chef Donnie gets it. Like, there is definitely there's a class of creators at Barstool that are kind of like gung-ho about this. And I think that modern take on it is the wave. And I think a lot of that starts with consuming. I think it's consuming in a modern way, and just fucking download Kick, you know what I mean? See what they're talking about. Download Twitch and just be like, oh, see what they're talking about. Scroll around a little bit and just see what is a modern level of streaming. Like, I don't think you have to, how do you do, fellow kids, it to make things interesting. And I think that Donnie is a great example. I don't think like Donnie's like out of his comfort zone. I don't think Donnie's doing anything that's like a stretch. And I think that there's lots of people who are my age, Donnie's age, that are thriving in that space, but it is like a modern thing. And I also don't think you have to fucking sit at a desk and talk about politics to be successful at it. I think a lot of people who are in that space, like Hassan and like Destiny, and I mean like, yeah, Nick Fuentes and stuff like that, like they're just talking about politics. And of course there will always be an appetite for that. But I don't think that you have to do that. I think that there will be other ways, and are other ways, to make that successful without, like, I'm sure people are obsessed with politics and love politics, love to consume things about politics, love to watch content that either affirms their beliefs or puts them into such a rage. But I think it's more people like to watch stuff that they inherently agree with and that affirms their worldview. But I don't think that is the only way to lock in with that. I feel like Kadic would be a good streamer. Why not? I mean, is Kadic's doing something this weekend where he's going to the bar and he's trying to drink 40 beers. Great. This is the most powerful weapon you have. As my bro Wallow would say. Go in there, live stream the whole thing from the bar. That would be fucking amazing. I'd love to see Kadic, at the 40-40 club, if you know what I mean. I don't know what the first 40 would be, but the second 40 is definitely 40 beers. And I think that some of these, I know Twitch has like a kind of a overconsumption, like a negative look on overconsumption. I think Kick, you know what I mean? You could probably, I'll log on to Kick, and there's like dudes who have a gas mask, like they're Laramie Tunsil, and they're just like inhaling a QP. They're just fucking drowning themselves in smoke. Like, people are definitely going hard on there. ESPN on the screen. Yeah, 40-40 Club, ESPN on the screen. Shout out Rock Nation. The 40-40 Club, I don't think that exists. They used to be on Broadway. That can't exist anymore. But for a time, 40-40 Club was where a brother could go flash his chain. Oh! See, this is an absolute pleasure. See, this is the kind of stuff. I didn't realize
that you were on. I thought you just wanted to chop it up as like friends.
No, I do want to chop it up with friends, but I want to use it for content. Austin, I was just talking about how I think the future of Barstool is there's some live streaming capabilities that maybe we haven't tapped into fully. Dave does some of that with Davey Day Trader, but
I 100% agree. I think a lot of the live streaming, I think we're very much a live company, but I think we do live wrong and old in a lot of the ways.
Yeah.
Like we're live basically every single night for gambling streams.
Yeah, it's true.
The way that we've done it is just like it's a one long continuous stream just to get a couple of moments. Like I don't know anyone that actually sits there and watches 4 hours of that stream because like I mean you watched last night, it was awful. It was boring.
Keep it real. Thank you, bro.
Even the actual, I mean, this is the reason that we had this conversation with Hogdale last night because we're like, anything was better than what we put out yesterday.
Yes.
It was bad. Like, even the big moments, like the clips weren't even good. So, let alone like the 3.5 hour broadcast of the whole thing, the individual moments were bad. Like, there was nothing good with it, as opposed to this random guy in Iowa. I mean, he looks like, someone said he looks like if Meek, Phil, and Mincy had a baby. I mean, he was made in a lab for Dave.
Yes, Dave is like, Dave's got to be salivating over him.
Yeah, we had a call in last night. He'll land here in a couple hours, and he's going to sit there and call the entire game because the people that we pay and employ to do it apparently can't make an entertaining stream.
Damn. But I mean, sometimes we need to be frank about these things, and you're not afraid to be frank about these things.
No, I wouldn't say so. I also think, just in general, like, in terms of gambling streams, I think we've had one ever where we've done it 100% right in terms of getting viewership for the entire thing. We did a blackjack stream in the New Jersey, like, when we had the gambling house.
Right.
And it was on Twitch. It was when, what was the... Oh, it actually, never mind. That might have been, it was a revenge thing, whatever. But like we had guests coming in, we put a vertical monitor of the chat the entire time, and it was Big Cat and Dave and Hank and everyone doing black chat, interacting with the chat. The ethos of like live streaming right now is interaction with the fans and the chat and going back. I mean, basically kind of what you do right here.
Yes.
But we don't have our biggest people. I mean, that's not a slight to you, but I mean, like our big top people.
No, there's way fatter guys.
Also true. But like when Big Cat did his stream, it was the same thing. When he was doing the Coach Doug's thing, obviously there's a little bit of a COVID aspect of it, but it was interactive.
Yes, that was futuristic for that time.
And we don't do it. Like, I mean, Big Cat's really busy, Dave's really busy, like all that sort of stuff. But even just our regular streams and stuff, there's a revamping that we could do to actually make it. The fact that I keep saying, but the fact that we do 4 hours of streaming just for 10 seconds clips at a time is a waste of everyone's time.
Yeah, I think that there is a more modern way to do it. And I've said that, I'm beating a dead horse. But I think that even just seeing the Kai Cenat stuff behind the scenes, it's like there's a reason why that dude has 1 million subscribers. And it's like he's found a way to make it engaging in a way that other people haven't made it engaging. And it's a deluge of all this content. And I don't know, I wonder if Dave would ever like... Obviously, he's not going to do that, but like the way that Kai's like going from one piece of content to another piece of content to another piece of content is kind of like Barstool if it was just like live all day, and he's like the steady fixture in all of it, and then everybody else is kind of coming onto his world, and he has his characters around him, and it's probably exhausting, but like not pivoting the company towards that, but pivoting some of our content towards that is smart.
I'd say Dave from two perspectives of why maybe we haven't. The first time that Dave actually was like, oh, live streaming is like a very like, it's a funny thing to say, but like to be like, this is like a really good, like entertaining, like I'm hooked on it. Dave's never watched Twitch in his entire life until the WNBA All-Star Game stream where he was glued to
Stud Buds.
The Stud Buds for like 48 hours, like on Twitch. He was downloading Twitch for the first time in his life, being like, oh, this is a credible thing. For him to actually do it, there's just an opportunity cost of like, he has so much stuff going on that
I know.
Like you'd have to be, there's a trade-off somewhere there.
And I also
giving
think
up stuff, or you can't be in as many meetings or making as many decisions or doing this stuff, because for him, I mean, I'm with them all the time. The difference between when we put the camera on and the camera off, there's no holding back. There's no different talk off camera. It's the exact same thing 24 hours a day.
Totally.
Just the exhausting aspect of like, one, having to like produce all that stuff and get it done, and then two, of like, there's certain stuff that just can't be on camera in terms of like meetings and negotiate all that sort of shit. So,
and I think that some ways that he is tethered to the stuff that's already sold, and
Live is harder to sell.
Yes,
It's like
yes.
from a like the football's one thing, gambling streams, throw Raising Cane's, throw DraftKings, throw all these people in the background of a stream, read an ad every 30 minutes or whatever. And the way that you sell them, a lot of it is like based on impressions. So like these clips do all these numbers and do all this stuff. It's really easy to sell that aspect of it, but just being like, hey, we don't have an agenda for what this thing's going to be. We don't have segmented things. This is just like IRL streaming is a much harder thing to sell, especially for like our salespeople that don't sell that stuff. Our salespeople are good at selling what they can sell.
Podcast ads.
Correct. They're not good at selling the stuff that they don't sell.
And this is Austin keeping it fucking real, which I love. And I think that you're one of the best people at that. Like, I think that Gaz was giving Nate a hard time when he came on this show last week, and he just kind of like sucked everybody off. And you're not afraid to give people a hard time.
Nate has a problem with like kind of wanting everyone to like him. I mean, everyone to an extent wants everyone to like him, but I think Nate...
You have to abandon that at some point.
From a behind-the-scenes perspective of what Nate complains about everyone 24/7, and then gets on stream or gets live and is like, I'm hunky-dory with everyone. It's like, I know for a fact that's not true.
Right. And like he started to a little bit talk about like the 3 huge fights that he had in the office. Like he's had 3 massive like arguments at his desk over the last...
To the point in which Nate was hiding behind my guy Sam in the corner because he was genuinely fearing for his own safety, which was excessive.
Which one was that? Because he said the names of the 3 people. He said John Kelly,
John
Kelly.
Yeah.
Oh, John Kelly.
Yeah, he was like, but he was over. Nate was overreacting. It was just Nate being Nate, but also Nate like. There's no physical altercation where I'm taking Nate, so I can understand maybe
I mean, before you were here, he did push YP. He bundled YP.
Yeah, but I mean, if that turned into an actual thing, he would have got his...
Yeah, well, I think YP was giggling a little bit throughout that interaction. I know that you're a busy man and have a busy day, but the one thing that I want to affirm is that last week I talked about changes and big changes, and then Dave said that he didn't know what it was. And
He didn't.
But
I talked to him about it. He didn't. He just didn't.
He didn't put those as. He didn't term those as. But he knows what the things are.
Correct. When you said what I said to you, which was when we talked about it after, was that was not him avoiding the conversation and being like pushing it off. He did not equate to what you were equating as big changes.
Right. Exactly. So maybe but I think that maybe the Barstool fan will think that.
One of them he wasn't even thinking about. But yeah, that was.
I just want these people to know that I'm not just like making stuff up for engagement. Yeah. But one of them I think is we're gonna just try to have more people sitting over here. Like that's like the smallest of like 4. But like,
I mean, this place is dead. I mean, I'm not here as nearly as often as I used to be.
Like concentrating people over here, like moving people's desks over there. Like Una kind of joked about it, but like having her over there, Jackie over there, Jetski over there, Greer over there.
When you give a tour, it's embarrassing that being like this is a content company. Like there's like 8 people here a day that sit there and blog and sometimes chop it up, but don't even really chop it up, and most of the people don't even come in anymore.
Yeah.
It's embarrassing to be like, here's the bullpen of like where all the action happens. It's like the action happens in like the Chicks in the Office studio where like we actually get views in some of these podcasts, and nothing happens out there anymore.
Yeah, exactly. Like people will come in like for a tour, and then you like there's like a cobweb that they get.
It's what the ethos of like what made Barstool, and what made. I mean, people like to compare the Chicago versus New York thing, but it's a lot of the reason why. Because, I mean, if you go to Chicago, you take out part of my take, it's not like it's that much better of an office. Like, people try to be like, oh, the bigger stars are there and all this stuff. It's like, once you start going one-to-one, outside of Big Cat's orbit, once you start going one-to-one, it's not like they're that much bigger in terms of things. If you look at the numbers of, like, a Chicks in the Office or a Son of a Boy Dad versus what's the next biggest podcast at Chicago, like mostly sports, like the Yak, I still count as Big Cat's orbit. Like
it is.
It's just the fact that they're bought in and they're getting in and around Dan, and they're in the office, and then you get there and there's always people and there's always stuff going on. That's the only difference. I don't think they have 100 better personalities than what New York has. It's just the fact that they're bought in, and obviously, probably the fact that Dave's not here and there's no clear like New York leader to like rally around in that way,
or someone to like not even rally around, but like if Big Cat's like, hey, why weren't you in today?
Correct.
Like why didn't you come in? Like or like, wait, hey, why are you leaving early or something like that?
There's no one here that people are like, oh shit, like. I mean, I'm not going to throw names to the bus, but like, oh, this person didn't say like, oh, why weren't you here? Because one, the people that are in here, that's just not their leadership style. And then 2, there's no like people that like no one out there in the bullpen. Like, what, you're gonna listen to Tommy Smokes being like, why weren't you in here this week? Like Ken Jack being like, why aren't you? Like, these people come in, but like the rest of the people, like, why are they gonna listen to like what Rico Bosco's telling them to do?
Right, exactly. So we need Trent to be coming into the office more.
Definitely. Trent, he lays down the hammer.
Yeah. Okay. I'm not gonna waste too much of your time, but this is so illuminating. We need more fucking Austin on here because this is
I don't agree with that.
This is the good shit. Well, I mean, you gave us more than All Business Beat did with the same tone of voice, but there was actually something behind it. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate you, my brother. Fascinating. Yeah. Wow. Because they're scared of high noon cans. That's funny. Why isn't Rone the leader? But it's like, you know what I mean? That's nice to say, and I'm happy to do the like dirty work, but it's like I don't know if like is Dave going to be like, yeah, you can fire people. I want you to fire people, or like if it doesn't go well, it's your fault. But I mean, I'm here. After Dark gets a ton of views. Yeah. Well, Austin blows. That is not true at all. We have Mook. Not yet. Mook, brother. I'm pretty sure that he said 8:45. What the hell? Okay. Yeah, I like Austin. W, more Austin. Okay, so we could... Oh, you are here. What's up, brother?
I mean, you make me follow Austin. What's going on here, dude?
No, I'm sorry. Well, he was dropping the boom, bro. He was being
Austin just going off about this is dead and no one did. Oh my God, it's good to be here, Rone. Good to see you.
Yeah, he was not being nasty, but like
I mean, he's always a little nasty. Austin, you said it right. He lays it down. Every time I see Austin, I kind of pause and he makes me feel every bone in my body. Austin's a real one.
He's not scared. He's not like he's also he is like some of the fewest people pleasing tendencies that a lot of us have.
He doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah, he doesn't give a fuck because he's made in a whole different way. But also there's other people who are made that like still want to be nice. And even Austin's questions for Tommy Smokes that he sent me at Beach House were like scathing to the point where I think Tommy afterwards was like, Austin, are we good? Are we good? Like, do you dislike me human to human, man to man?
You never know with him. You never know.
Dude, so I haven't even really got to talk about like the Kai shit yet. So can I even just tell you about it? Because I feel like you would be interested.
I've been waiting to hear it. I texted you as soon as I saw it, and I said I'm waiting to watch RoneDotCom or Boy Dad to hear the behind the scenes. Dude, congrats, number one.
Thank you, buddy.
But yeah, tell me all about it.
Yeah, it was so the way that it kind of came to pass was I got a call. We did the Tuesday before the NFL season started. We were doing that poker stream up in Connecticut, and I was like the third person bounced. And as soon as that stream ended, I got a phone call from this dude Frack, and he was like, "Hey, they want to do this thing." Like, I didn't even understand it at first, like, but he's like, they want to do like battles, maybe compliment battles. He was kind of asking my blessing, or he was like, "Would you want to host it?" Or like maybe be part of it. And my first instinct was I don't want to write a battle rap because in like a month, that's like a short time to do it with other obligations. Like I had a lot going on and it takes so much creative energy. And then I kind of waited a day and then I was like, talked to some people about it and like, if the nicest is going to be represented somewhere, I want it to be a part of it. And so I kind of, I even talked to Jetski, and he was like, "Oh, dude, if he does compliment battles on his shit, like he's gonna run off with the sauce. Like people are gonna think that he came up with like compliment battles." And I don't think that would necessarily be the case fully, but I wanted, if there was gonna be compliment battles, not only did I want to be like the one hosting it, but I wanted to kind of like show what I could do or what it was gonna be like. Yeah. And so I basically told them like, "Hey, I could do this." And there was like, it was going to get canceled. It was going to get changed. Like there's a lot of trials and tribulations of it behind the scenes, which we're going to put out a full like BTS, how it was made type of video over the next day or so.
Yeah, I heard, I'm not going to spoil anything, but I heard it was like getting into Bin Laden's compound.
Oh yeah. I mean, yeah, that I'm happy to talk about. Like it was like there was more security than I've ever seen for anything in my life. I've been out to brunch I was at brunch in Miami one time, and I saw Jeff Bezos like just at a different table. It's like, dude, Jeff Bezos is one of the richest people in the world, and he was more accessible than Kai Cenat. Like driving into this dude's compound, it's the Batman gates that open up, and you're talking to a security guy for 30 minutes as he checks everybody's ID, cross-references names, and like we have to get checked in multiple cars, and then we go to another security checkpoint, and then we go to another security checkpoint, and then we're put in a basement with multiple security guards around us. I've never seen so much security for anything outside of a literal presidential motorcade.
Yeah.
And I think that a lot of what they're scared of is getting the like routers filmed and like getting the internet access fucked with, because people will hack on, and it's such a big audience that people will kind of hack on. And I think the last time they did that, maybe it got hacked or something like that. Is that true? Do you have any knowledge of that?
I just know that like like you said, like any information that's like leaked from there, people will take advantage of. And I mean, it's such a big platform. And even just the location of the house is probably like super secret.
Yes, the location. I mean, but even if you came at it with like helicopters and tanks, I don't think that you're getting in there if you knew the location. Like,
is he safer than the president right now?
He really might be. And it's almost like you watch like 80s style movies, like you watch Scarface, and like around the compound there's like henchmen. And you watch a movie and you're like, what the fuck is a henchman? Like, what is a henchman? Like, henchmen don't exist in real life. There's not just guys like patrolling a compound ready to fight for you. And this was the first time in my life that I saw actual henchmen. Like, there's just like hench ass fucking jack dudes that are just patrolling at multiple levels, where if there's some type of attack, there's like security where you'd have to go. It's like a James Bond, like where you have to get through one, like break one dude's neck, get to another, like fucking get in a gunfight. Like, there's just so many levels of like jacked ass like security guards they were nice, but like there's a billion of them. I just had never seen anything at that level, and the house was so fucking massive. Even when you got inside the walls of it, there's like 50 fucking cars. It's so deep, it's so detailed, and like we were in the basement, and like I just didn't even know necessarily like who's like famous. They had us are you a streamer? And like I didn't know, like I'm greeting these dudes like they're streamers, and they're like, no, I'm just here for like the silent library portion. I'm gonna take my shirt off and get greased up, or like I'm just here to like get my like toenails clipped on camera, or like
I'm here to get oiled up in 4K. It's crazy.
There literally were just dudes there just ready to get oiled up, and it was eight battle rappers in there, and Tyler was just like we brought Tyler hoping to film behind the scenes as we're in there, but they like taped our phone, so I was like, yeah, we're probably not gonna be able to bring a DSLR.
Yeah, so the thing about Tyler's Tyler can fit in he can fit in with battle rappers or like the Lakers. Like it doesn't matter.
Yeah, he has, and he's had to do all that. Like he's been with like the Timberwolves at like a Pat Bev party and just like chopping it up, or just like on stream or with battle rappers. Just he's a chill dude, so it just, you know, when you're chill, you just kind of can fit in the background.
Chill ass dude.
I honestly wanted to just like poke around the house just to see like
I know you got in there and had some ideas about like what if I flip this switch, or what if I pull the fire alarm?
I was just curious, or just like not like the mischief was definitely there, but like somebody would have snapped my neck if I did anything funny. Plus they had to sign like a 5-year NDA or whatever. Like it was fucking ridiculous.
Shit.
But they didn't tape the front cameras of our phone, so I definitely have some stuff. I don't know. We'll put out something.
Let me ask you this. So, like, you get in the security, the layers of security. Now, is there just, like, a green room?
It was like a movie theater style room. So whoever's house that they're renting, it was like, I guess a billionaire. And they had there was a poster in this movie theater room. It was a signed, it's like the signed Pearl Harbor poster and it's like Ben Affleck and Matt Damon and shit signing it, and then it's like Michael Bay directed it and Jerry Bruckheimer produced it. So I was like, is this Jerry Bruckheimer's house or Michael Bay's? I couldn't figure out exactly whose house it was, but I think it's somebody even bigger than that. Like someone, it's like some real Hollywood shit. Like it smelled like cocaine in there, but there's like multiple houses, like the tallest doors you ever seen. It was just like a level of money that I'd never even been around, just the house that they were in, the ceiling height, and like how the sconces, how ornate the drapes were. Everything was and felt expensive, and it was you almost kind of get lost. It's just this labyrinth of different like houses and windows, and that we were out on a balcony at one point, and there was just like a sprawling vineyard in the backyard, and one of the security guards was like, keep it down, like the neighbors had been complaining. You needed a telescope to see the neighbors. Like there's no like neighbors around. It was it was truly insane. But they also, the cameras they had, can we get one of our cameras on like these cameras in here? Like the cameras that they had are like these like that style of camera all over the place, but like a little bit bigger, like I think a longer lens. So maybe that means that they could zoom it in a little bit more. Like so that's a Panasonic 4K. Maybe they had like a 8K with a longer lens, probably be a 8K.
Damn.
And they just kind of had those all over the place. But I would have loved to see what the production room was like, because even on that same day, they're fucking skydiving live. You know, like they're just filming. They're taking it to Kevin Hart's house live. They're doing all this stuff live. So it's like
he had LeBron James on yesterday, and
Insane.
LeBron gifted him a new AP.
So nice of him.
Yeah, so nice of LeBron. What they're doing with streaming is like taking it to like Hollywood levels of production.
Yes, exactly. And it's like I wonder who is in charge of that. Like I'm sure that Twitch wants them to succeed so much, because if you look at the subscriber level on Twitch, there's like over 1 million subscribers for Kai, and then the next highest it's like what, 80K or something like that. So he is more than a 10x of the next highest subscriber.
Oh yeah, it's not even close. I think it's like James Cameron directing. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I think they have like actual Hollywood level executives being like, here's the schedule for the day, because like you said, it's packed, and every segment is like well produced and thought out to the minute. Now I'm curious about this.
Sure.
Did you get to like talk to Kai at all? I only saw your segment.
Like we kind of like backstage, like or not stage, I don't know, just like around the corner of the room. He was just like, dude, you're fucking insane, or something like that. Like it was very like quick in passing, but like he kind of sought me out to give me a light affirmation, which I thought was very nice of him. You know what I mean? I'll take any affirmation that I could get from him.
That's dope.
And I don't think that he was just sucking me off. I think that he was being nice, genuinely, which felt really nice. But I didn't have a ton of time. I also didn't want to like drag it. You know, some of the other people were kind of like lingering on stream, trying to like. I know that he's like getting from one thing to another, and he has actual like famous friends. I think about 5 years, maybe not 5 years ago, probably like. I was on the Yak at the time. Probably about 3 years ago, I ran into him at the airport, just going through security at LAX, and I was just like, I kind of just like muttered to him. I was like, "You're a fucking legend, bro." Like, just not wanting to take his time, but like he is truly that dude as far as streaming. And I'm curious, as far as your involvement in streaming, what like who's like pushing you, who like made you think you want to get into it, and just on a greater level, what do you think that we can do within Barstool to take advantage of stuff like that more?
Yeah, I think generally streaming, like Kai's audience and like the streamers I'll talk about, like FaZe, AMP, all those IRL guys, their audience is like legitimately like 8 years old to 18 years old.
Right.
So when it comes to like a Barstool level, we can't do exactly what they do because our audience would genuinely hate us. But there are things we can take from what they do. Like I got really into FaZe a year ago.
Is it because the gaming shit, or like what was the reason?
It was their and it was like my guilty pleasure. Every October, this is their second year now. They do a subathon. So starting today, all members of like Phases IRL streamers are live 24/7 in October.
The whole group, the whole phase is live.
Yep. So it's guys like Ron, Lacey, Jason. I don't know if you know any of these guys.
Of course.
But I remember seeing clips on TikTok and being like, oh, they're pretty funny. And then you check into the stream and you're like, oh, they're going for 24, like they're sleeping on stream, they're showering on stream, they're doing everything on stream. So there was like an aspect of reality TV and then an aspect of like these guys are entertaining, and I got really into it last year. So I'm gonna be checking into their subathon.
When are you hitting when are you hitting that 24-hour subathon or like 30-day straight subathon?
That's like a dream. I would love to get like an Airbnb and fucking go live for a month. But I'm gonna start with 24 hours soon because I did a subathon last year for 12, and then this year when I do it, it'll be 24.
And where are you trying to drive subs? Just YouTube?
YouTube, yeah. These guys are big on Twitch, which again comes down to like Barstool audience versus the audience they're capturing. Twitch is where all these iPad kids grew up on.
And is there any part of you that is like, hey, maybe I should capture this iPad kid audience, as you're terming it, like, or are you like, let's just make this YouTube thing pop?
I think yes and no. Like I don't know. I don't think a 12-year-old, like I don't think I want to attract a 12-year-old. Pause. But
no, that's good. I think that you said the right thing there. You don't want to attract a 12-year-old.
Let's get a graphic made of that. That is, I want to make sure people know that.
Yeah.
But yeah, part of me was like, yeah, maybe I should go live on Twitch and like do the whole reaction thing and IRL thing. And then I was like, we have an audience at Barstool that like is there to potentially win over. Like I'm gonna focus on that. But the thing that you can take from these Twitch streamers is that they might stream for 8 hours, but the value is in the clips.
Mm.
They're getting 30 clips out of a 2-hour stream, and they might say dumb shit like, here's Brad talking to the chopped huzz, but it goes insanely viral on TikTok.
Yeah, it is a different level. And so what do you think the clipping mechanisms are? Because I saw like something happen with like a bird, and like someone like threw a fucking chair at the bird, and then I saw a tweet of someone being like, oh, Kai's got his streamers working overtime to try to bury this clip or something, or his clippers working overtime to try and bury this clip. Like he doesn't have clippers. Like people are doing that, or he is employing clippers.
That's the new name of the game, is like paying these production companies to clip your stream and post clips from like 8 different accounts that all just say your name.
Kai clips.
Yes, like yeah, exactly. Like you'll see accounts on TikTok called like Hype Clip 7. And that's because a streamer paid someone to be like, I need you to pretty much take my 8-hour stream and make 30-second clips and just spam post them across 4 accounts.
Son of a boy dad clips. I'll be reaching out to you, my brother.
Yeah, and shout out to like, that's how Barstool's adapting, is like we have accounts like Barstool Daily and like Son of a Boy Dad clips. We have a new Untold clips, and it's like that's how maybe we carve out a little bit of a younger demographic, is just spamming TikTok one-offs. Like you see it with Kadik and Ella, actually. Sometimes on TikTok, I'll see like random accounts clipping Kadik and Ella podcast clips, or like.
And it's because Ella's dad is paying these people to.
Yes, exactly. Mr. Griff is actually producing Mafiathon.
Yeah.
He's tapped in.
Dude, even as we were leaving, so they had us in like the Mafiathon bracelets, and as we're leaving, there's like a security guard like taking down the numbers of each of our bracelets, being like, there we've had a thing where people try to like use the same bracelets to get in with other people, so they're like taking the like serial number of the bracelet and like striking it from the record, like multiple security guards hovering around us until we were like fully off of the property. it was I mean just the levels of it. As we're leaving, like NPC Miles Morales kind of like just went walking by in his fucking Spider-Man suit, because earlier that day, Ray J had given Kai a $600,000 car, and then Kai gave the car to NPC Miles Morales, and it's just like this is all just happening within, like, you know, the same day. It's just
I mean, just what a sentence! What a crazy
what
sentence!
a crazy sentence. Ray Kai came up to me afterwards and was like, "You did really good," and I was like, "That means a lot coming from you." How old is he? 16?
Yeah, I think he's 16 or 17. The thing about like guys like Ray Kai, like that's all he can say. I don't think like they speak in chat.
Yeah. He was like, "You did really good," and I was like, "Wow, what a massive affirmation from." But I mean, like people act like he's like next up.
Yeah, him, and this kid Reggie. Did you meet Reggie?
I didn't like meet Reggie, but I think he was there.
I think you would really like Reggie. Like he is like their late night streamer, and he just smokes blunts and freestyles for hours.
I love that. Yeah, they have
so entertaining.
They have a good good vibe going on. And then I'm watching other streamers like simultaneously with this, and they're just like watching their stream. You know what I mean? They're just like Aiden's watching Mafiathon.
Yep. I saw someone in the chat. Shout out to the chat. They said it's slop, but people love it. The new wave for these streamers is just quantity.
Yeah. And someone earlier was like, you cannot do this if you are, like, if you have a family.
No.
Like,
yeah, you can.
So all FaZe just doesn't have families?
I mean, they're all like 21 and rich with like girlfriends that get it.
Yeah, you gotta get girlfriends that get it.
They're girlfriends that spam W's when they're having sex. You know what I mean? It's like, oh my God, W, that was great, Ron. Like that type of shit.
So if you were gonna give somebody who is coming into Barstool, or someone who's currently at Barstool looking for new content to do, what kind of like advice would you give them? Like, what would you like push them towards as far as creation and streaming?
And I've heard this recently, so I'm kind of regurgitating. I think the new meta, so to say, is start streaming 2 to 4 hours per stream at least once a week, and be pretty focused on the clips that you're getting out of it. So like it's be focused, like 2 to 4 hours of streaming live doing something, and then making sure you're getting your clips, because I do think like if you're going to start a podcast now, you better be like Timothy Chalamet or someone of that caliber, because otherwise, like, what's the hook to get people there? If you're live, at least there's like a little bit of like an incentive to watch.
And I think a lot of new podcasts, I was talking to a guy that I knew from the Hollywood world, a guy, this dude Ben Winston, who is like he literally produced the Grammys. Like he is like he was the producer of James Corden's show. He is the producer of the Kardashian show. And I was just like kind of like chopping it up with him, and he was talking about how even like new podcasts or new shows, like he wouldn't even recommend selling them to streamers. Like people are like, oh, I want to get this podcast on, or I want to get this new show, this talk show on Netflix or something like that. And he's like, I wouldn't even recommend selling them to streamers. I would recommend just selling them to a brand, because like all this stuff is so like it's commodified. And he was talking about how Venus and Serena Williams had like a podcast that they were like trying to sell. And then he was like kind of recommending they just sell it to like Rolex or something. And I think this past week I kind of saw the rollout of that. And it's like more like even podcasts are like it's this like I don't even know exactly how to explain it, but it's like this product that you put a brand on, as opposed to streaming, which is like it's just a different beast as far as how you sell it. And it's all like this different, like it's a modern. It's just a very modern look at it. I don't know exactly how I'm trying to like.
No, we're seeing like a shift from like cable television is dead But
except for Fox Sports 1, Wake Up Barstool, which I love, and
which
is
is
the
a
opposite of
streaming,
dead.
which you can stream it on Fox
Yes,
One,
yes.
which we love.
Which we love.
But now we're seeing like podcasting become the new like cable.
Right.
Where it's like I go on YouTube and I see, oh, there's a new episode of Part of My Take. There's a new episode of Wake Up Barstool. I'm gonna watch it. I can pay to have no commercials. And then I think streaming is kind of like the next not undiscovered, but it's like I do think YouTube is turning into what cable TV was.
Someone corrected me and said that it's Rakai, not Raykai.
Rakai, yes.
Well, fuck, I'm fucking sorry that I'm not fucking plugged in.
Yeah, Rone, why aren't you tapped into these 16-year-old streamers? Dude?
I should. He was nice. He was a very nice dude, but I mean, I also I'm learning too. I'm trying to learn. And when people are like, "Hey, what should I do?" Like, I want to be able to give them like good advice about something that's like youthful instead of being like, "Hey, come up with a TV show," or like if we're saying that podcasts are the new TV shows, or like I want to be able to give something new. I want to push people towards something new and futuristic.
That that's also the question is like, okay, so like Rakai is 17, 16. What's his endeavor after streaming? Is he just going to stream until he's like 35, or is he going to get into movies? Is he going to write? It's a weird. We're in a weird time with media.
Yeah, it 100% is. Damn, this is the kind of thing I could talk about forever with you, my brother. But we'll definitely keep on having this conversation, just via text and everything like that.
You told me you were wanting to talk about streaming. We barely scratched this. If you want to do like a fucking if you want to do a 36-hour month-long live stream just talking about streaming, we could do it.
Well, okay, this is the last thing I'll ask you before I let you go, because we got to keep it a little bit short today, because we got McCuskers coming in to do Boy Dad, which is a nice little one, but he's coming in. So we just had to pinch this a little bit early today, but like, obviously, so I'm trying to do, like, IRL stuff around New York. I'm trying to move around, and I haven't been able to get this backpack. What technologically are bros using to go, like, live? Like, obviously, you could go a phone and a stabilizer, but, like, what... like how are these dudes like getting at like how, like, obviously speed is like the apex of that, but like what are dudes using, like, is it the Live View backpacks? Is it the like Stream IRL or like
I honestly don't know the answer to that question. I do know that they're expensive as fuck even for like the base backpack. And they're all off Samsung Galaxies, I believe.
Which explode.
Yes, which there's a high chance of that. Yeah, I'm not sure about the IRL. IRL is the future. I wrote down before I go just a couple IRL ideas for Barstool employees.
Yes, hit. Oh shit, you have some ideas? Bless us, bro.
Big Cat making his morning coffee.
Fire.
Sass fishing IRL. Brandon on his boat not speaking IRL.
That's fire.
Soothing. Biz at the bar. IRL, spitting game.
I love that.
And then last one more, Elevaping. And then just an IRL stream of someone at Barstool walking around the office every day. Could be the new stool scenes.
That's fire. Like, stuff like that is the new stool scenes. That's how it should be. I'm going to build on your Ella one. It's like, so it should be like the Elevator pitch. And she just, like, people come in and fucking give her ideas as she vapes like she's in an opium den. She's just like sitting in a low slung room and then come pitch her ideas. And you hit your Elevator pitch. It's some shit like that.
And you give her an idea, and if she vapes really long and does an O, that means that it's a good idea.
Yeah, just like a thoughtful like vape. But if she hits you in the face with like a fucking monster cloud, she's like, I'm weary of your presence. On
run.
Some like
Run.
Beat it, because she's about to unleash the dragon on your bitch ass. See, these are good ass ideas, and like that's why I want to do like the walking around New York. I think that like chill lo-fi travel content is some of the stuff that I consume the most. So figuring out ways to like create that within this, like Brandon chill on the boat is like good lo-fi cool chill content.
Yep. And dude, you crushed the tip to tip and both of the Chinatown things. Like more, I think that stuff is like such a home run. Like Donnie's walking right now from Indiana to Chicago. I think that's such a great idea, and he's gonna get so many clips out of it.
Yeah, I fucking love that. Mook, you are the absolute man. Thank you for everything you do. You're on the cusp of some futuristic shit, and I'm super into it, my brother.
Hey, love you, Ron. Thanks for having me.
Peace, my brother.
Peace.
My brother. Yeah, so interesting. And it's like, I love the idea of staying on the future of shit. Staying ahead of shit. And like, turns out that I have been ahead of some ideas that have happened in Barstool history. Tyler, I sent you a couple clips yesterday from Son of a Boy Dad from 2 and 4 years ago. One from 2022 and one from 2021. And they literally, to a word, predicted Barstool content. Me and Sass just like predicted. We were at the cusp of the future. Let's watch this one first. This one is this one's like a decent prediction. The next one is like uncanning. But this one is, let's watch this first one.
How long do you think it'll be before Barstool has like a camp? Barstool summer camp?
I mean, this is a good ass idea.
Go play baseball with Marty Mush.
Or like, it'll be like Disney World where there's like Marty Mush impersonators.
Yeah.
We didn't get quite
like
to that.
having a guy play Marty Mush like they play Cinderella.
Yeah.
A guy playing Glenny Balls.
Abusement.
The Glenny Balls float.
Yeah. There probably will be like a Barstool summer camp.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. A Barstool summer camp spoken into existence by Sass. That clip was from 2021. 2021. Sass predicted it. Yeah, exactly. We're talking about it on Son of a Boy Dad, where we predicted that. And then, okay, that's a solid prediction. Let's watch this next one, and let's see if it could get even more solid. If we could lean into the future. This is 2022 we're talking about.
I kept on pitching these shows that like, I want a show that's like, it's just like the people in the office that like date each other. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like that would be an interesting ass show.
Yeah.
Just seeing behind their lens, or a show where it's like everybody goes away to like the Jersey Shore or something like that. Like a friend group, like whoever's like a tight group of friends, they go away like the way that Jersey Shore did it, or like the way that like Summer House, that show on Bravo, does it, where they're just, it's a fuck fest, dude.
Yeah.
They should have some show like that, and they're just like, dude, we can't do that. It's gonna,
it makes sense.
Like, we absolutely just can't have the employees.
That would be like a nightmare to work with those people after.
What do you mean?
That would suck.
How?
It's a lot easier as a contestant if you're with people you don't know.
Oh, to do a show like that where everybody's like mingling or whatever?
Like I'm never going to see you again after this.
Yeah.
So I don't mind fucking you over. Shit like that.
Yeah.
Shows like that get like hostile, and then it's like, well, I have to go back to work with this person.
But it would be like the juiciest possible content. Like if you're trying to just make fucking content, like I guess it is people's lives at stake.
Yeah.
But if you just wanted to make the juiciest content, it's like the stuff that people care about the most.
Yeah.
And it'd be great for like women followers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like a lot of the shows on Bravo have like similar, like a similar through line of that, where it's just like a bunch of relationships with one another. But
I think it would work if people could understand that we're filming a reality show and being like, hey, this is all for content. Like when this ends, no one gives a fuck.
Okay. I mean, when do people start listening? Do you know what I mean? When do people start listening? You know, it's crazy because there is a clip of Young and Happy from like 2017 where I predicted NFTs almost to like the letter of what they would be. I was like, yeah, like I wonder what the future of art is. Like, unless there's like some kind of like non-fungible, like, I don't know if it's someone tweeted it at me like years ago, but it's like, at what point do I stop, like, at what point do I play the fucking lottery? Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Just saying. And I don't say that to suck myself off, though I do say it to suck myself off. But I don't say it to be like, look how right I am. I'm saying it to be like, hey, like, if the idea of, like, maybe some of the futuristic stuff could be like the live streaming stuff like that. There has been other stuff that we have like been like, oh, this would be an interesting idea. And then 4+ years later, you know, winds up happening and coming to pass. Fun stuff. We are going to get out of here, unfortunately, a little bit early today, just because of the nature of so Matt McCuster's coming on Son of a Boy Dad today, which is cool and good and fun. Shout out to Una, who actually found both of those clips. I'm just scrubbing through old stuff. She'll be moving over. That's one of the big content things. We're going to be inviting everybody to move over to the content side of the office that wants to. I even spoke with HR about it and Paulie Playoffs about it. Anybody that wants to, I know a lot of the editors have to be hardwired into the Ethernet on that side, but anybody from upstairs that wants to even have a vacation desk over there, we're going to get rid of some of the couches that people don't sit in and try to concentrate as many human beings over on this side of the office as possible. That is the goal, to have more people around. This isn't one of the sweeping changes, but like I think it will be good for morale. But what the fuck do I know? You know, what the fuck do I know? Steelers winning the Super Bowl, love that. You know what I mean? But yeah, let's watch a clip or two, and then we will, we'll call it early today. But just just trying to look into the future, just trying to pull out the crystal ball and see what things actually look like. There's at least one funny one in there, Tyler. What the fuck? Rake that cash and get residuals voicing animated content. I do have a goofy ass fucking voice. That's a fucking fact. Can we just watch the James McCann, the James McCann one? That shit was fucking, I mean, this is one of the funniest. James McCann is a fucking legend, bro.
The Outback Steakhouse in Sydney is serving cheeseburger spring rolls, an American meal, pretending to be an Asian meal, pretending to be an Australian meal, at an Australian restaurant, pretending to be an American restaurant, pretending to be an Australian restaurant, served by an Indian, pretending to be happy, serving the meat of a cow with cheese from the milk of another cow, deep fried in the fat of cow number 3. Splish splash, out now!
He is one of the funniest dudes alive right now. What the fuck is wrong with this dude? He is so fucking funny. That is an insane distillation of what the fuck is going on there. And the way that dude puts it, the economy of language, the podcast appearances, the stand-up he does, the specials online. Just a massive fan of that dude. Fucking nuts. Out of his fucking mind. So good. Said this one blood, and let's keep it fucking pushing.
No way, my brother.
One blood.
Long time no see, Rastafari.
Me don't know with him, man down the man must be high for me. Every time me look for you, I can't cry, baby. Moonshine, darling, take off the blood. Let me go to bed. One blood, one heart, one blood nation. Me don't know what me I do.
One blood, one heart, one blood nation. RoneDotCom, one blood, one heart, one blood nation. Thank you guys for rocking with us. More streams coming next week. We have Wit coming on next week, giving his top 10 funniest hockey players of all time. We have Large coming on to give 10 people he liked the cut of his jib. Later on this week, we have Meek Phil and Clemmer doing a warm ones with warm ciders. They said they wouldn't be able to do it if the Mets were in the playoffs. The Mets are not in the playoffs. They will be drinking either tomorrow or Friday. That will be coming out next week. We will have the behind the scenes of the Kai Cenat stream also coming out later on this week. Whiteboard also coming out later this week. Tons of content. Please subscribe. Thank you for rocking with us. We will see you guys next week.